Did Jesus really say, "I never knew you"? Matthew 7:23 KJV says, "And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity." When Jesus says, "I never knew you," he is declaring that these individuals lacked a genuine saving relationship with him. Their outward acts of religion were insufficient because they lacked true faith and obedience to God's will. Supporting scriptures, John 10:14 KJVV, "I am the good shepherd, and know my sheep, and am known of mine." Jesus knows his sheep in a relational way. Those who are not his sheep are not known by him in this saving sense. 2 Timothy 2:19 KJV, "The Lord knoweth them that are his, and let every one that nameth the name of Christ depart from iniquity." How do you reconcile the fact that Jesus as Creator, Colossians 1:16, and Judge, John 5:22, declares separation from individuals who reject his lordship? If Jesus were not God, how could he make such a judgment about individuals' eternal destinies? Context of Matthew 7:23. This verse comes at the conclusion of Jesus' teaching on false prophets and genuine discipleship, Matthew 7:15-27. Jesus warns that not everyone who outwardly appears religious or performs acts in his name will enter the kingdom of heaven. Instead, only those who do the will of the Father will be saved. The statement, "I never knew you," is a judgment against those who claim allegiance to Christ but live in rebellion against him. Their deeds, though seemingly impressive, were not rooted in true faith or obedience. This highlights the difference between superficial faith and a transformative relationship with Jesus. Key themes to address: the meaning of new. In biblical language, new often conveys a deep relational intimacy. For example, Genesis 4:1 KJV, "And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain." This knowing is not about awareness but intimate connection. Jeremiah 1:5 KJV, "Before I formed thee in the belly I knew thee." God's foreknowledge here refers to his relational and purposeful choosing. Jesus' statement in Matthew 7:23, "I never knew you," reflects the absence of this deep, covenantal relationship. These people may have performed miracles, cast out demons, or prophesied, but their actions were devoid of genuine love for God. Works without relationship. In Matthew 7:21-22, Jesus describes people who perform extraordinary deeds in his name, but are ultimately rejected. "Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works?" This underscores that salvation is not based on outward acts, but on a heart surrendered to Christ. Ephesians chapter 2, 8-9, KJV, "For by grace are ye saved through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of God, not of works, lest any man should boast." While good works are important, they must flow from a relationship with God. James 2:17, KJV, "Even so faith, if it hath not works, is dead, being alone." Lawlessness as a barrier. Jesus calls them, "Ye that work iniquity." This refers to living in habitual sin and rebellion. Their lives contradicted their profession of faith. 1 John chapter 3:6, KJV, "Whosoever abideth in him sinneth not. Whosoever sinneth hath not seen him, neither known him." True believers seek to conform their lives to God's will, relying on his grace to overcome sin. Additional scriptures to support the argument. John 14:15, KJV, "If ye love me, keep my commandments." A genuine relationship with Jesus results in obedience to his teachings. Matthew 25:12, KJV, "But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not." Similar to Matthew 7:23, this is another judgment against those who fail to live in true relationship with Christ. Luke 13:27, KJV. But he shall say, I tell you, I know you not whence ye are. Depart from me, all ye workers of iniquity. Jesus emphasizes that mere association with him is not enough. What matters is genuine faith and righteousness. Psalm 1:6, KJV. For the Lord knoweth the way of the righteous, but the way of the ungodly shall perish. God knowing. His people reflects his approval and intimacy with the righteous. Skeptic challenge. If Jesus claims to be omniscient and the Creator, how could he say, I never knew you? Isn't he lying if he knows everything? Covenantal knowing versus mere awareness. Jesus' omniscience as Creator, Colossians 1:16, does not negate the relational meaning of new in Matthew 7:23. While Jesus knows everyone in terms of their existence, knowing here refers to a saving relationship. Challenge back to the skeptic. If Jesus, as Creator, can identify and judge false believers, does this not demonstrate his divinity? How can a mere man pronounce eternal judgment and claim perfect knowledge of human hearts? If good works without relationship are insufficient, what is your standard for determining right standing with God? How do you measure true faith?